When or what time of year do you prune your trees?
I prune my trees in January because it's convenient. One, there's no leaves, nothing's in your way. Two, there's nothing to do in the garden, no weeds are growing, no lawn to mow. So it's just a very convenient time, and that's when I do it.
Could you prune them any time of the year?
I could do that, and during the summer, I go through and I take all the suckers off inside with my hand,
Right.
with a glove, I rub them off, so that's pruning. So I maintain clean, open spaces all summer long. And if something gets in my way, you know, I'll prune it because it's in my way. You know, so it's just a whole thing of like convenience. If I have time and I want to, I do. But if I don't, I'll just wait till January. But there's no wrong time to prune. You can do whatever you want to. It's okay. Don't put it off, and you have to do it a certain season because that's baloney.
What's the best way to plant a tree?
Best way to plant a tree is to dig the soil and plant it right in the soil. Don't amend it, don't change it, just plant the existing soil. And if you have heavy clay soil, plant high. And then bring wood chips to cover the ground and you're done. Never mix anything in the soil. Ever. Ever.
No compost, anything?
Nothing. Here's something that Washington State University did an interesting test that really validates why you don't mix in the soil. They had a parcel of ground with heavy clay ground, and they bought 3 apple trees all the same size. The first hole they dug was a huge, like 15-gallon size hole. Took out all the soil and brought in beautiful sandy loam topsoil, put back in the soil, planted the tree. The next one, they took the soil and they mixed in compost, manure, all the stuff, and really blended it real good and planted in that. The next hole, the third hole, they dug a hole, planted it in the dirt, and they put a covering over it, wood chips. In 3 years, the 2 trees that were planted in the stuff they changed didn't grow at all, just stayed the same. The one with the cover thrived. They dug up and here's what they found. This was huge. When they dug a hole in clay, you basically created a clay pot. And the water went through that fine sandy loam, through that composted mixed material, hit the hard pan where they stopped digging, and the water stayed there, and these trees root rotted and stood in a clay pot and never were able to grow because the water stayed in there, couldn't get out. So they created basically a clay pot. And again, you know, see, all the hard work we do is unnecessary. Just my sense is, tree, this is where you're going to live. I can't change it, so let's face reality. I'm going to put a covering on top to try to feed you, but this is home. Let's not lie to you and tell you you're living in the sandy loam in a compost environment, because you're not. Because once you push through and you hit the hard pan, you're going to realize I was lied to. So let's be real. This is home. Let's make the best of it, and I'll put a covering on top, bring in life, the worms, bacteria, life, to change that nasty stuff you're in, and we're good. And it's a lot easier.
What are watering requirements at the beginning of like planting your tree? They were told that you water heavily for the first 30 days until you get them established.
Well, I've never watered any of my trees ever because my ground is covered and holds water. So I don't know the first 30-day thing, but because my ground never dries out, and I put the wood chips on top, and I've never watered any trees, so I don't know.
Okay. So when is the pear tree there going to have stuff on it so I can come back and visit
that gets
and
probably
eat?
Like October.
Oh, really?
September, October, yeah. Well, I'll tell you, those are, I mean, they're huge and they're just incredibly good. And I wish I knew the name. I give people sign wood all the time. I always, cut pieces off and graft them into trees because it's such a good variety.
Do you have to graft like apple trees to apple trees and cherry to cherry and pear to pear?
Now you see that pear tree. You see how some of the leaves are green, some are red.
Right.
See, those are grafts I did. Different varieties, the same tree. They're all pears.
So let's say that I got just plain Jane, didn't really care about it, pear seed, apple seed, whatever seed. Grew up a sapling from it, and then could I just graft?
You could graft anything into it, and you'll have that variety.
And I'll have whatever that one variety is.
And you see what's nice about this is on the same tree I have multiple varieties. And see, if you live in a small place, you only can have one tree. You can graft multiple varieties, so you have cross pollination.
That's what I have right now.
So that's really cool to have cross pollination all in the same tree.
My apple tree has 4 different grafts on it. My cherry tree has 3. And they both said dwarf, so we'll see.
Yeah, the cherry's gonna get big. Watch out, get out of its way.
Now, well, you know what? Actually, my spacing is almost as much as yours.
And this is minimum. 15 feet is minimum, and you can see
Really?
it touching.
Yeah, I think I might have planted mine just a couple feet too close.
Yeah, that's just, see, if you do go by the book, they say 10 to 12, but man, 15 is totally minimum from my perspective.
Right.
Because of the size they get.
Yeah, I know I planted mine too close. So, well, can I
Next fall, move them.
move
Pick
them
them up because
in the
they're
fall?
still young. Go wide, you know, get all the roots.
Right.
Because they're shallow, they're not deep. So go wide, get all the roots, and you know, as you pull them up, you expose the roots, and just shake them off, and go plant somewhere. Give them more room.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, it is too close.
Yeah, and the bummer is when they get big, then you can't move them. Then you're gonna have to hack them back, and they look terrible. It's just all, you know, butchered. So, you know, give them space. If I had to do it over again, I go 18 feet.
Would you?
Yeah. This is because how big they get. I could say 15 feet's minimum, but 18 would be, you know, a better